Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and here's a quick look at the iPhone 4S. We were lucky enough to get a review in it from Airtel in India. This is a quick look at the box. As you can see, the box is basically the same. There's a little iCloud sticker right there, and you open up the box. Yeah, you get your Apple manual, the little SIM card removing thing, and fingertip quick start guides. Yeah, you get this cool new charger and this standard 3.5mm headset, and of course the Apple charger. So yeah, standard box, no surprise there as such. Now, when the iPhone 4S was first announced, everybody was talking about how it looked exactly the same as the old iPhone. It's available in black and white colors, as you can see right there. Both look pretty good, I would imagine. I'll just show you my iPhone 4. I have a white iPhone 4 right there, and they look, well, basically exactly the same. You can see that the volume key is slightly moved up, but apart from that, they're exactly the same. And there's also no notch here that's on the iPhone 4. But yeah, no notch there either. But yeah, otherwise exactly the same. So that's something worth noting. People who really like phones that look different probably won't like the iPhone 4S. But I've been using it for about a month now, and I've definitely fallen in love with one thing. That's the camera. I'll talk about that later. But looks wise, it's not too bad at all. I mean, it's a sandwich of metal and glass, right? There's glass on the back and glass on the front as well. Some people might think that this design is old now because we're all used to it. I also think it's kind of old, but I still think it's a very pretty looking phone. It does attract fingerprints though, as you can see right there, which is a bit of a problem. The build quality is excellent. As long as you don't drop it, it should last you for a while. But it is delicate because of the glass on both ends, so a lot of people I know who bought an iPhone 4S or bought an iPhone 4 are carrying it around in a case, which kind of kills it because it is a beautiful device without a case. But hey, what can you do? Moving on to the display. Let me just, yeah, there you go. The display is the same Retina display as on the iPhone 4. The viewing angles, as you can see, are pretty good. The colors are nice. I thought the colors were a little bit warmer and the whites were slightly yellowish compared to the iPhone 4. Still a great screen though. Yeah, otherwise it's nice and bright. If you used any Android phone in the last couple of days or months, if you're used to a 4-inch screen, for example, this might seem a little bit cramped. Personally, I actually like a 3.5-inch screen. I don't think we need a bigger screen. Maybe slightly bigger, but 4 inches that's the limit in my opinion. But yeah, that's what she said. So yeah, that's the screen, I guess. Highest resolution, one of the highest resolutions out there. Quite beautiful to use. And yeah, now coming to performance wise, what's actually changed between the iPhone 4 and the 4S is that there's a new A5 processor in here. This is the same processor that's been in the iPad 2, which is no surprise that it moved on to mobile. Apple has not said exactly what the specs are on the iPhone 4, but it's rumored that there is 600 MB of RAM on board, and the A5 processor is a dual-core 1 GHz, which is pretty effective on iOS 5. Things are super fast, like opening up things like Foursquare or opening up Twitter. Everything starts up really fast. Even the App Store, for example, or starting up any games. It's pretty fast. Let me show you a quick look at the game. See? So yeah, iOS 5 wasn't really a slouch on the iPhone 4 either, so it's definitely saying something that the iPhone 4S makes the iPhone 4 feel really slow. I don't know how I'm going to go back to my iPhone 4 after using the 4S for a month, but there you go. So yeah, moving on, that's the tech side of things. There's also iCloud now, which everybody knows about. So I won't go into detail, but basically let you remotely back up everything, such as your pictures and your data, to the cloud. What I really liked about the new iPhone though was the camera. I've really fallen in love with the camera. There's an 8 megapixel camera on the back right there with a single LED flash. The camera is fantastic. Everybody knows I take a lot of pictures. I really do. And the iPhone 4S is a breath of fresh air, because after the N8, I don't think there has been any really good camera phone out there. But I would say this is second to the N8 because it's that good. The new camera sensor uses this new thing called backside illumination to help out with low light pictures. So basically you can take low light pictures now without that much noise. There's hardly any noise in any of the pictures I've taken. And in really good lighting conditions, the pictures are fantastic. You can check out the blog for more details on the camera. Even video is really good. The only problem though is that you can't really change any of the configuration on it. There's no options at all apart from the HDR mode right there. Similarly in camera, you record in 1080p at 30 frames per second. There's touch to focus, but again you have no options at all except to change the flash on or off. So you can't change the resolution to 720p, for example, which is slightly annoying, because a 1080p video is a 30-second 1080p video, for example, could be well over 100 MB. So that's a problem for me, because it's a 16 GB iPhone 4S. It'll be filled up really fast. So yeah, that's the camera. Then really love the camera. Coming to iOS 5, like I was talking about earlier, everything's really fast and slick. That you can tweet right from the Photos application now, for example. Right there, you can tweet it or assign it to a contact. So there's Twitter built in, so that's kind of cool. It's very easy to share pictures, even with the Flickr application, which you can install separately. There's a new little thing that you can, drag down to see your new emails. You can even remove it right there. Things are quite nice and fast. The drag down notification tray is very much like Android, so that's something I actually liked about Android, so I don't mind seeing it here. There's also Wi-Fi syncing, where you can sync with your iTunes over Wi-Fi, which is pretty useful if you don't need to connect, if you don't want to connect to your phone with your Mac or PC with wires every time. There's also iMessaging, which I really like using a lot. It's not as well adopted as WhatsApp, but a lot of my friends have been using it who have iPhones, and they seem to love it. Yeah, so moving on, the big topic is of course Siri. Siri is by far the most typed up feature of the iPhone 4S. I'm not really a fan of Siri because she doesn't really understand everything I say, because I have this screwed up accent. Remind me to call my dad tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Here's your reminder for tomorrow at 4 p.m. Shall I create it?
Wake me up in 1 hour.
Okay, I set it for 4:19 p.m.
Search for unleashthephones.com.
Searching for unleashthephones.com.
Text Yash's mobile that I'm going to be late.
Here's your message to Yash Maheshwari.
Text Deepak Krishnamurthy. Happy birthday, man.
Here's your message to Deepak Krishnamurthy. Ready to send it?
Send.
Okay, I'll send your message.
Read my message.
New message from Yash Maheshwari. OMG, it'll be on video.
Right, so that was Siri then. What else do I talk about? I showed you the Twitter integration. The browser is quite nice. I've never really had any complaints about the iPhone browser. Sure, there's no Flash, but I never use Flash on mobile anyway. I've always had bad experiences with Flash, so I don't really mind it not being there. The browsing experience is just as good. You can view mobile versions of sites, you can pinch to zoom, everything's well and nice. I like that there's a nice little portrait lock right there, so you can lock the screen in case you want to read it in your bed or something and you don't want the screen to keep on turning. Right, moving on, there is battery life, which is a bit of a problem on the iPhone 4S. It doesn't last as long as my iPhone 4 does. It does, I think with 3G switched on, and you can't switch off the 3G yet, which is a problem, but it is coming in a future update. But since you can't turn off 3G yet, I just basically get about, with my screen on full brightness, I get about maybe 14 hours of average use out of the iPhone 4S. You can kind of stretch it out to a day, but you will have to have a charger nearby. Again, this depends on how you use it and depends on how often you use 3G or how bright your screen is. But yeah, that's definitely something to note, a little bit of a problem. To round up things, I love the iPhone 4S. It's an excellent little phone. There's plenty of functionality. There's tons of amazing apps out there, and there's things like AirPlay and streaming wireless video, for example. The only thing that some people don't like is iTunes, because you still need to use iTunes to sync things to it, which is annoying for some people, I guess. But the screen could have been a little bit bigger. That's something else. Somebody else will say. I'm fine with the screen. Again, you can't take off the battery. The battery is stuck at the back, which is a bit of a problem for some people. There's no NFC. I'm actually fine with the iPhone 4S. I'm a camera first kind of guy, and I love the camera on this thing. So yeah, you won't find me complaining about it too much. It is a little bit expensive in India though. I don't know if I would recommend buying it from India. It's offered on Airtel and Aircell. This review unit is from Airtel, so I would recommend them. But yeah, I guess that's it then. If you guys have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can check out the full blog post and all the beautiful pictures and text flown together on unleashthephones.com. Call me sexy.
From now on, I'll call you sexy, okay?
Hi.
Hi, sexy.